Everything's good here in the canard hangar. Should I say the secret canard base, or maybe it's not so secret canard base? It depends. Anyway, been doing some formation flying. I'll put some videos out about that before, if they get a little bit old. Got some good video the other day. I may post some of that here in a few days. Anyway, doing a bunch of that, and we've actually got a canard formation flying clinic going on down at Ellington Field near Houston on the third weekend in May. It's going to be a 4-day event from a Thursday to Sunday. Kind of show up on Thursday, fly Friday, Saturday, fly a little bit on Sunday and go home. Done that twice in the past, last year and 2 years before that. It's a really good time. Recommend going if you're interested in that kind of thing. Otherwise, got through my condition inspection. Everything was good. Looking forward to doing a few improvements to the airplane this year, if all goes well. Maybe next month, maybe down for a little bit for some of those. What they will be, hopefully, is some aerodynamic modifications to the main landing gear bow and possibly the cowling. See if I can get a few more knots out of this thing. One thing I did notice after I did my wheel pant modification, which I'll see if I can get the camera onto that. Here we go. It's interesting. Put these wheel pants on here. They're the ones that Klaus Savier used to sell there at Lightspeed. He sold his molds to Aero Composites. They're the ones selling them now, so I got from Aero Composites. They are the small ones. I'm going to go with the smaller tires. I say smaller tires. They're the, some people call the Lamb tires. I forget all the numbers on them right now. I've got them somewhere, but anyway, I went to the smaller tires. I had the 5x5 tires on there for the longest time, for like 14 years, and wanted to change the wheel pants from the wheel pants that I had, which actually looked pretty good, but wanted to go with the better wheel pants. Everyone's saying this, these are better, get these. Okay, so I got those and figured, well, I'm going to get them. I'm going to get the smaller ones, change the smaller tires, and get as small as possible to get less drag. I mean, obviously that's the idea, get less drag. So I put those on there. It took me, I think just a few days actually to cut and fit and get them to fit on the airplane right, and then go test them. And then of course a few more days of sanding and filling and so forth to get them all slicked up, and then a few days of paint. So it was a little over a week of effort to get them on there. Thought I would do some interesting stuff while I was doing this process. You know, I've been flying the airplane for 14 years, and I knew it would do 140 knots at the cruise power setting that I used. True airspeed, that is. So took the old wheel pants off, and I've got them sitting back over there somewhere. They actually look pretty good, but took them off and went up to set the same conditions I normally would for cruise. And what did I get for a speed? So I flew a square pattern and noted the ground speed, and then added those together, divided by 4, so I got the average ground speed, which gives you a true airspeed, right? 1 knot. Yeah, I was 1 knot less with the wheel pants off and the original 5x5 tires hanging out in the breeze. Wow. They were that big and bulbous and ridiculous. I couldn't believe it, that they were only giving me 1 knot, which is almost negligible, really. I mean, from day to day, it might vary by a knot or two, your cruise speed. You know, 140 was kind of the average I was used to seeing. It's like, so 139, that's, so now I'm worried. I'm worried that getting these better wheel pants may not make a difference, you know, because it was a 1 knot difference with them on or off. Well, I go ahead and I'm committed. I'm going to do it, right? So go ahead and change the tires out, just a couple hours. Take the old tires off, new tires on, because it's the same wheels, and go and fly. Same conditions. What speed do I get with this little bit smaller tires? And no wheel pants. 139 knots. So the same speed, Really technically did the math, it came out to 139.5, but I mean, half a knot, that's negligible. So it's like, all right, well, that didn't change much, you know. I mean, the shape's the same, the size a little smaller. Okay. Now I'm concerned that these wheel pants I've got may not make a difference. But I'm gonna keep trying. So go through all the cutting, because these come as just two halves, a front half and a back half with no holes in them other than that. So you have to cut a hole for the strut, cut a hole for the tire. You don't want to make the hole for the tire too big, because then it lets in air and it negates some of the drag savings, you know. Drill all the holes for the brackets and all the mounting, all that stuff. Go around, get them going straight so they're not sideways or anything stupid. You know, you got to figure all this out. Get them all fitted to the airplane. Said, okay. Now we're going to go out and test them, see what they do. And at this point, I'm kind of pessimistic about it. You know, hoping to gain a knot or two. Pretty sure I won't lose anything, but you know, how much am I really going to get? People were telling me you could get 3 to 5, maybe to 7 knots, depending on how fast you're going anyway. Okay, that's what I'd heard. But you know, where people were starting from, what wheel pant they had before, matters a lot. And I don't know. Again, I thought the ones I had were pretty good until I tested them, tested the airplane without them on there, and found out they really weren't doing much. Take off, go fly, and I'm really pleased. Because I saw 145 knot average. Under the same conditions, same temperature, roughly the same altimeter setting, same power setting, all this stuff, saw 145 knots. So I gained 5 knots. Changing the tires, changing the wheel pants was worth the effort. So hoping to make some other mods of the airplane, gain a few more knots. Again, you know, every knot helps. To go a little faster, which is cool, you know, to save a little fuel. If you're going to go to the same place you used to go, but now you burn just a little bit less fuel because you're going a little faster, save your money back eventually after you know, hundreds, maybe thousands of hours. But you do. The thing you gain when you cut drag is you gain a little bit of rate of climb. And I've already seen a slight increase in rate of climb having a little bit less drag. I say slight because it's maybe 100, 150 feet per minute. And you know, rate of climb changes so much. There are a lot of variables because you know, temperature, pressure, weight of the airplane, all that. But I've noticed on average, over different flights and different conditions, I've seen a little bit higher rate of climb, having a little bit less drag. Again, that's pretty cool too. Did however find something that I should have known was coming, didn't really think about it a whole lot. Is that with a little bit less drag, an already slick airplane doesn't slow down as well. I've found making that turn from downwind to base to final, airplane is just not slowing down the way that it used to. I mean, it's a small difference, but it's a difference that I notice. I've got several hundred hours in this airplane over the course of 14, almost 15 years now. You know, you kind of get used to how it flies. And I'm noticing that definitely does not slow down like it used to with the other wheel pants on there. So you could call that a negative. It's just really a difference. But it's a change. I'll accept that to get the higher speeds. And that's something I got to look forward to. If I decrease some more drag, it's going to get a little bit tougher to slow down. But just have to plan for it. Fly a little bit wider pattern, a little bit wider turn, just a little bit to compensate for it. Anyway, that's what I've got going on. If you like content like this, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thanks.